is a sequel to this game, but I'll cover that in another video. Hey, welcome back for part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 of Iron Assault World Domination, be sure to check it out first before watching this. There will be a link in the description for it, but if you have, then welcome. So, as previously mentioned in part 1, Iron Assault, a real-time strategy game made by Domination, has a sequel, which is what we're going to cover today. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in the game. As you can see, there is a lot of different things now, like manpower, equipment, food. Oh god. Oh! Okay, that's interesting. So now we can buy farms, factories, and research facilities. There are no phases. We just jump straight in. Alright, that's it. Oh, fuck! In April 2021, just a few days before the first game got its most recent update, Domination released a demo of the sequel, simply titled Iron Assault 2. The demo is in public, rather unlisted, and I'll leave a link to the game in the description down below if you want to see it for yourself. With it being unlisted, the game has 1.5 million visits, 10,500 favorites, and has a limited active player base. Unlike the first game, when you join in, instead of being presented a menu, you are put straight into a world map, which is akin to the Europe 1936 map from the first game, with it taking place in 1914 rather than in 1936. Personally, I like being put straight into the game instead of having to click a few buttons and then being put into the game, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, keeping up with differences from the first game, there are new mechanics, such as manpower, equipment, and food. Another big difference is the removal of phases. So that means you can do anything at any time, like the Hearts of Iron series. Once starting a game, there are more new things, like infrastructure that is scattered throughout a country's territories. There are a few types of infrastructure, such as farms, which produce food, factories, which produce equipment, research facilities, which, as the name implies, produces research points, and mines, which produce resources, among others. Countries also start with alliances, like for example, the German Empire starts with an alliance with Austria-Hungary and Italy, which represented the Triple Alliance from 1882 to 1915. Continuing on, the attack system is also drastically different. When you declare war or make any other decision, there is a chance your decision will go through, and it's because of RNG. Yes, there is a parliamentary system in this game, and especially if you're playing as a democratic country, it's a pain in the ass. Anytime you want to make a decision, there will be a vote on whether or not it should pass, and 9 times out of 10, it won't go through. You can influence the vote so that way it will go through anyway, but countries who are democracies don't have access to this feature. Alright, back to the attack system. So if you're lucky enough and people are in favor of declaring war, or you just influence the vote, you can begin a war. However, it is very different how you attack from the first game. Instead of just clicking on the country you're attacking, you actually have to move into it, and then your troops will fight theirs. And because you already moved into that territory, you will automatically claim it if you win the battle. Now, because Iron Assault 2 doesn't have any AI at the moment, losing a battle is pretty much impossible unless you have fewer troops in the defending country. And said defending country can't actually take your territory due to there being no AI. However, since I've played this game very little, feel free to correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. Now that we've covered the attack system on land, the game also has a different attack system for taking territory from the water, and my god is it complicated compared to the last game. So now that we've covered the attack system, other notable changes include that there are now 5 ideologies, with monarchism declaring independence from non-alignment. Speaking of which, each territory represents ideologies separate from that country's main ideology, which is how Parliament has multiple ideologies represented. But if a country is 100% in one, then each territory will represent that ideology. There is also a trading system, puppet system, however this was technically in the first game with Liberation, but I digress, and the research system has been explained. with each category having 3 upgrade levels, kind of like a skill tree. There is a possibility that this demo will be updated sometime in the future. However, considering that the demo's last update was in February, and of course, the first game's last update was 2 years ago, it is uncertain, as I'm sure Minitoon is working on other projects, but we'll see later down the line. Now that I've mentioned everything to the best of my ability about this demo, should you give it a try before the full game comes out? Yes! While it is still a demo, the game already has some massive improvements from the original, and may get more down the line. Now of course, it has its drawbacks, such one being the complicated naval attack system.
Yeah, how would a boat attack? We can't even get it. What? We can't even... What? Hold on. I'm so confused.
But it is still a demo, so I can't judge too much. This game has a lot of potential, and Iron Assault continues to be a great alternative to Hearts of Iron. Who knows, maybe the game will get finished, maybe it'll just stand frozen in time forever. We'll see what happens. But that is it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.